Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here today with what is part 2 of my September 2020 book haul. And so today I'm going to be talking all of the middle grade and young adult novels I got. And frankly, looking at these are basically all sci-fi, fantasy, and horror. So they're all genre picks, which is very much up my alley. So I'm very excited to show you guys these. If you're interested in the other books I grabbed this past month, definitely check out part 1, which is available on the channel right now. That is all of the graphic novels and all of the adult novels that I grabbed this past month. So between part 1 and part 2, you'll be able to see everything I grabbed in the book world in September. And again, the reason I'm breaking this into 2 different videos is just to make them a little shorter and a little bit more digestible and consumable for you guys watching. So hopefully you guys enjoy this approach to it. If you do, let me know down in the comments below. And if you don't, please let me know that as well. I'd love to hear any feedback from you guys you might have. So anyway, we have 20 books to talk about today. So let's not waste any time. Let's dive right in. The first 3 books I grabbed from Second and Charles, and I paid like literally less than 60 cents each for these. So this is from the XFiles young adult series, book number 4, Our Town, book number 14, Regeneration, and book number 15, Haunted. So these 3, like I said, are from the young adult line of the X-Files films. And again, they are media tie-in books. So of course I was interested in them. And for the low price I paid, you betcha I was going to check these out. So I've only read what would be, I guess, the middle grade novelization series or media tie-in series of these. And I read them when I was much younger and I always enjoyed them, but I never got around to reading the young adult series at all. So I've not read any of these, but now I own book number 4, 14, and 15 because they were the random ones that were available. So if you guys have read any of these, please let me know down in the comments below how they are. Are they worth my time even? X-Files book number 4, 14, and 15, which is Our Town, Regeneration, and Haunted. Again, the X-Files young adult series. Let me know how these ones are if you guys have read them. This next one was another clearance book I grabbed from Second and Charles, so I paid like 50 cents for it. This is a Lois Duncan book, Ransom. So you know whenever I can find a Lois Duncan book, I'm gonna pick it up, and this one sounds really cool. The premise is as simple as it can be. The kids are picked up on a school bus to go home, but it turns out the driver is a stranger, and I have to assume that the driver will then hold the kids for ransom. So should be pretty interesting, and I love the back here. The master of suspense, Lois Duncan. So this one looks really great. So Lois Duncan's Ransom. I remember when this book came out, I saw it at Target of all places and thought it looked really cool. This is the Saturday Night Ghost Club. So I believe this would fall into the young adult realm. It sounds like a mix of like Stranger Things meets anything from the 1980s. Like, I don't know, it sounds really good. So it takes place in 1980s Niagara Falls, and I believe it is like a group of kids that are getting together to tell ghost stories or something like that. I don't know, it sounds like a lot of fun. So, and I love this cover art. I think it's beautiful. So this one is written by Craig Davidson. I believe this one was pretty popular when it came out, which, let me see when that was. Looks like it came out originally in 2018. So, you know, I've heard pretty good things about it, so I'm very interested to check it out. And again, I got this one super cheap. So the Saturday Night Ghost Club, written by Craig Davidson. Couldn't pass it up when I found it for as little as I did. Here's another one I grabbed from Second and Charles, and I actually was on my way to put a book back that I decided I didn't want to get and stumbled across this one. So I'm so glad I put that one back because I found another Fear Street Super Chiller, which I think I showed one last month. So this is Party Summer. So this is the exact opposite of the one I showed last month because that was Christmas related, and this one is very summer themed. So very excited to dive into this one. I don't know much about it, and frankly, I don't even know where it falls in the Fear Street series. So a Fear Street Super Chiller book from R.L. Stine, Party Summer from 1991. Can't pass these up whenever I find them for cheap. In part 1 of my September book haul, I showed a bunch of books that I grabbed for very cheap from Ollie's, and this one I did the same. So this is The Haunted by Danielle Vega. So Danielle Vega is best known for her Merciless series, but this one looks really cool. The cover is just awesome, and it's essentially just a haunted house story, which, you know, I tend to enjoy, so I'm really interested in checking this out. And this, again, would be like a young adult haunted house story, so hopefully I'll enjoy it. We'll get to it eventually. It doesn't look like it's terribly long, so hopefully it'll be a pretty quick and easy read. So Daniel Vega's The Haunted, and again, I paid like $2.99 for this at Ollie's. This is one that was marked down to like $3.99 at Books A Million, And frankly, I'm a little annoyed that I bought it because I thought it was a standalone, or at least the first book in a series, which, okay, technically it is the first book in a series, but it's a like spin-off series from the Gone novels. So I'd never heard of that until I picked up this book and started doing research on it. But apparently the Gone series is a relatively well-known book series that a lot of people really enjoy, and it's a lot of books. I don't remember exactly how many, so I know I'm not going to get through that before I end up going to this. So I don't know if I'll actually sit down and read this one or not, because I hate starting, like a prequel series before I've read the original series. That just doesn't make sense to me. So I don't know if I'll read this or not. But this is Monster, and this is written by Michael Grant. And this, the whole Gone series is just a post-apocalyptic world. I believe these people were trapped in this bubble. And then eventually I assume, based on this, they get out and these monsters are hunting them. That's what I can gather from what I've read. So I don't know. I'm sure it's pretty good given the reviews of the Gone series, but I don't know if I'm going to read that whole series in order to fit this one in. So who knows what I'll do with this, but if it's any good, if it's worth reading as a standalone, please let me know down in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll probably just end up trading this one away. But Monster by Michael Grant. You guys know I love my junior novelizations, and that's what this is. This is M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender, and this is, again, the junior novelization for that movie. Now, I'll be honest, I'm a huge M. Night Shyamalan fan, but I've never seen The Last Airbender. I've never watched the anime, so I figured watching the live-action edition or version of it didn't make much sense, so I never spent any time with it. But I wanted to pick up the the junior novelization because it was so cheap. So The Last Airbender, and this novelization was written by Michael Teitelbaum. So there's that. So The Last Airbender, the movie novelization. If you guys watched my August book haul, you'll know that I picked up the Seventh Tower series, books 1, 2, and 3. Well, I went back to that same Second and Charles, and they happened to have book number 4 and book number 6. So now I have books 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. So I just need book number 5. And I believe that's the entire series. I think it's a 6-book series. So I really need to get book 5 now in order to complete this. But this is book number 4. This is called Above the Veil. And then book number 5 is called The Violet Keystone. So I have not sat down and read, book number 1 yet, but I've heard great things about the Seventh Tower series. And these were like $2.50 each, so I figured I would pick them up while I was able to find them. So the Seventh Tower, we have book 4, which is entitled Above the Veil, and book 6, which is The Violet Keystone. So let me know if you guys enjoy this series, because if you do, I will try to prioritize it before the end of the year. So let me know down in the comments below. But Seventh Tower, and these are written by Garth Nix. Another book series that is a kind of a continuation from my last month's book haul, and that is the Night Scares series. So this is book 3 and book 4. Book 3 is called Early Winter's Orb, and book 4 is called Voyage to Silver Night. Again, have not read books 1 and 2 yet that I picked up last time, but these were on the clearance rack for 50 cents each. So I'm going to pick them up, because if I enjoy books 1 and 2, I now have books 3 and 4. I do not know how many books are in this series, but I know it's more than this. So we'll see if I like these ones or not. But books 3 and 4 of the Night Scares series. Gotta love it. And these are written by, I forget, David Anthony and Charles David. Here is another random Ollie's pickup for $2.99. This was Monsterland, written by James Crowley. So I believe this is book 1 in this, what looks like it's going to be something like a Goosebumps series or something along those lines. But it sounds really interesting. So, stuck in the shadows, in the cracks in the dark, lost in the places where no one wants to go, we have Monsterland. So this, again, was written by James Crowley, and it takes place, around Halloween. So it just felt right to pick up now. So had to grab it for the low price it was. Another middle grade horror book, which is just some of my favorites. So Monsterland, written by James Crowley. I'll show these next two together just because they're both Goosebumps books written by R.L. Stine. So the first one from the original Goosebumps series, we have The Haunted Car, which I grabbed used for like $1.50 from Books A Million. And then the second one is Goosebumps Horrorland, Creep from the Deep. And this one I was able to find at Second and Charles for, less than $2. So I always pick these ones up that I don't own when I find them for, $2 or less. And that was the case here. So happy to have both of these in the collection now. So my Goosebumps collection grows, which is always a good thing. Frankly, the rest of these are in the vein of Goosebumps, but they're not Goosebumps. So this one is Shivers, and this is book number 4 of the Shivers series, which is written by M.D. Spencer, and it's entitled The Animal Rebellion. So I believe it was last month I watched another book haul. I believe it was Cameron Chaney's book haul, and he talked about one of his favorite Shivers books. For some reason, I didn't write it down, and because I thought I would remember it when I saw it. I know this wasn't it, but this one sounds really cool. So eventually I have to go back and see what his favorite was because I want to grab that. I own like 3 or 4 of these Shivers books and I have yet to read one. So I was just going to wait on grabbing any more until I read the ones I had to see if I liked them or not. But I mean, this looks like an animals taking over, the farm type of deal. So yes, I had to grab it. It sounds really cool. And again, it was super cheap, so I picked it up. So this is Shivers, book number 4, The Animal Rebellion, written by M.D. Spencer. It's very rare that I buy new books, but these next 3 I've actually bought new. This first one is by K.R. Alexander. It's called The Collector. And I actually grabbed this one from Books A Million. So this is very much in the Goosebumps vein. The author, K.R. Alexander, has a handful of books. They're not listed as any series at all, but it's very clear that they're in the same vein, at least. They're all middle grade horror. And so if you're into that, there's a handful to read. And I think there's actually a sequel to this one directly called The Collection. So I wanted to check these out. I think creepy dolls, that's one of my favorite horror tropes. And so I'm very interested to check out The Collection by K.R. Alexander. Sticking with the creepy doll theme, I actually grabbed these next 2 from Barnes & Noble. They're brand new books, and they just looked awesome. I couldn't pass them up. The first one is Night of the Living Dolls, and this is written by Joel A. Sutherland. And this is a series, so you can see it's the Haunted. As far as I can tell, it's called the Haunted series. And you can see some of the other books listed on the back there. Some of them looked really good, but none of them looked better than Night of the Living Dolls. So I'm going to start here and then see if this is a series I want to collect. But yes, it looks awesome. And again, I love reading middle grade horror. They're really quick. Like this one's only like 165 pages or so I'll be able to get through it very quickly, and typically I enjoy these, so we'll see. Night of the Living Dolls by Joel A. Sutherland, part of the Haunted series. Unfortunately, these ones don't have like spine numbers at all, so there's no right order to read them, and I don't know the order they came out, but yeah. Anyway, this one should be a lot of fun. The last middle grade novel I picked up last month is the second book in the Disney Chill series, and this one is brand new. I actually picked it up. The street date was like the Tuesday after I grabbed this one, so they had it out early, which is always fun. But anyway, this is Disney Chill's. This is called Fiends on the Other Side, and this is written by Vera Strange. So this series, if you're unaware, is brand new. The first one came out, I think, 2 months ago. It was Little Mermaid related, and this one is The Princess and the Frog related. I read the first one last month. I will talk about it in my wrap up, but spoiler, I really enjoyed it. And so that's why I was super excited to grab this one. So this again is based on The Princess and the Frog, but the good thing is that you don't really have to know the source material all that well in order to appreciate what Vera Strange does with this series, because it is just a ton of middle grade horror fun. So I am very excited to check this one out. It has an awesome cover and it just looks creepy, so I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it. So Disney Chill's book number 2, Fiends on the Other Side by Vera Strange, is the last book I grabbed in the month of September. All right, so there they are. Part 2 of my September 2020 book haul, looking at all the middle grade and YA genre books I grabbed last month. Man, this was a ton of fun, and this is such a, I love this stack of books because I can consume these quickly and I tend to enjoy them. So I'm very thrilled with this selection of books this past month. So let me know down in the comments below, have you read any of these? Let me know what your thoughts were. I would love to hear some opinions on where to start. And also let me know what you picked up last month. Did you grab any good middle grade horror in preparation for the Halloween season at all, or any adult horror because you're not a 34-year-old man-child? Let me know that down in the comments below as well. I'd love to have more of a conversation with you guys down there. As always, if you guys did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to Cinefessions here on YouTube. And if not, thank you anyway for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. And do know that I don't just talk books. I talk books, graphic novels, video games, movies. If it's media related, I'm interested in it, and if you are too, you might consider subscribing. And also check out my media pickups videos. I did a part 1 and part 2 of that for September, so if you want to know all the stuff that I grabbed in September, you can watch all 4 now of these videos, so definitely check those out if you're interested. Alright guys, so that is going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.